Welcome to Revenza Tales, where we spin raw stories of betrayal and redemption that capture your soul and ignite your fire. If you're inspired by stories of strength against heartbreak, subscribe, turn on alerts, and give us a like to join our fierce tribe. Leave a comment below with your city. Let's see how far this tale spreads. Imagine a mother deceived by her sole son, holding papers that destroy her world, only to awaken with a determination that turns everything around. This is the tale of Dolores, a 69-year-old widow whose life savings constructed her son's dream house, only to discover that she's been cut out of his future. Be prepared for a ride from suffering to empowerment. Dolores sat in her Atlanta kitchen, holding papers that changed the direction of her life. The papers verified her son Jamal's new home, purchased with her $20,000 life savings. Her hands shook, not in anger, but a grief so profound it took her breath away. She listened to Jamal's telephone call with his wife, Kesha, through the open bedroom door. His voice full of excitement. "Everything's taken care of, baby," he said. "The papers arrived today. The house is ours." His laugh, which was so delightful when he was a child, now sliced her. "Your mama's gonna love living with us," he continued. "Miss Cynthia will have her room with the garden view, just as she has always dreamed." Dolores' heart stopped. Miss Cynthia, Kesha's mother, would reside in the home Dolores contributed to, not her. "And me, Jamal," she breathed unheard. She continued to listen. "Nah, baby, we discussed this," said Jamal. "My mom's okay in her apartment. You know she is always complaining. It's better this way, quieter for us, the children and your mom. A real family." The words were like frozen needles. Dolores, who gave up her savings, sold her mother's jewelry, and used her security for their house, wasn't their real family. Memories came flooding back. 6 months before, Jamal was sitting at this kitchen table, his puppy dog eyes begging. "Mama, I found the ideal house. 3 bedrooms, a yard, a good neighborhood," he exclaimed. "I just need $20,000 down payment. I'll pay you back in 2 years, I swear. And you'll always have a home with us." Those words, scribbled in her diary, had kept her sleepless with hope. After all these years being a guest in her son's life, she longed for a home with grandchildren's laughter, dinner tables with family members, holiday cheer. "Jamal, baby, did you inform your mom about the plans?" Kesha's voice cut through the phone. "What plans?" Jamal answered. "That she's not moving in. That the house is for us 3 and the children. My mom requires her peace, and your mom's hard to live with." "Hard to live with," Dolores echoed in her head. She'd raised Jamal by herself after his dad split, worked double shifts as a secretary to pay for his college, never asked for anything. But she was hard to live with. "No, I haven't told her," Jamal replied. "Let's wait until after the move. You know how she reacts to change." They were talking about her like a naughty child, not the woman who made their dream come true. Dolores stood going to the window. Rain streaked the glass like unshed tears. For 25 years she'd saved every penny, skipped vacations, wore thrift store clothing, packed lunches, all to ensure her son's future and her own old age. Now she was a burden. "Baby, we need to come up with a way of breaking it to her," Kesha said, her voice easy, as if making out a menu. "Perhaps propose a smaller apartment, something on a budget, commensurate with her needs." "Cheap," Dolores mouthed. Having her $20,000 in their home, they preferred her in a cheaper environment, as if family wasn't part of her needs. The phone call ceased, and Jamal's footsteps drew near. Dolores sat, appearing to read the electric bill, covering her broken world. "Hey mama, how you doing?" he asked, voice warm, as if he hadn't just shut her out. "I'm good, son," she answered, voice firm. "Are the house papers ready?" "Yeah, perfect," he said, smiling. "We'll move in soon, start a new chapter." "A chapter without her." "That's good, son," she said, forcing a smile. "I'm happy for you." He kissed her forehead, a gesture once tender, now a betrayal. "Thanks for everything, Mama," he said. "This wouldn't have been possible without you." The irony burned. When he departed, Dolores cradled the papers, evidence of a $150,000 home her $20,000 contributed toward. A home in which Miss Cynthia would have her view of the garden, not she. She creased the documents and set them among bills and prescriptions in the kitchen drawer, now clutching her lost dignity. But something changed within her, icy and crystalline like the rain outside. For the first time she did not wish to weep. She wished to act. That evening she did not sleep. She lay awake, reliving things she'd neglected. Jamal and Kesha's condescending visits, money lent without repayment, being the invisible grandmother. She'd referred to it as helping family. At 5 a.m. she got up, brewed coffee, and sat down with her notebook, typically for budgeting. Now she tallied up every dollar spent on Jamal in 5 years. $2,000 for a second-hand car, $800 for a transmission, $10,000 for school materials, $700 for Kesha's dentist visit, $3,000 for credit card bills, $500 here, $300 there, and $20,000 for the mortgage. Total, $48,300. Money saved since she was 18, pinching at groceries, wearing the same purse for 10 years, all for Sunday afternoons spent sitting ignored, for grandchildren who labeled her boring, for birthdays and dinners skipped because, "We don't want to inconvenience you, Mama." She shut the notebook and opened her closet shoebox, clutching the documents of her life. Birth certificates, her will, bank statements. 3 years before, when she was 66, she'd made out her will, everything to Jamal. The apartment, savings, life insurance, her grandmother's jewelry in a safe deposit box. He was her only son, the reason for her living. How innocent she'd been. Her phone rang at 7 a.m., a call that might alter her next step. The call was at 7 a.m., Jamal's voice clear and soothing. "Hey Mama, how you doing this morning?" "I'm fine, son," Dolores replied, her tone firm, though a stranger appeared to be speaking from within. "You need something." "Well, yeah," Jamal replied. "Kesha and I discussed it last night, and we could use a little assistance. The move's got some additional expenses. Movers, furniture, paint to do the rooms. Maybe $3,000 to make the house just right for next week." Next week. He was moving into the $150,000 home her $20,000 contributed to and hadn't informed her. No invitation to visit. "Jamal," Dolores asked, "may I ask you something?" "Yeah, Mama, anything." "When can I come see the house?" A heavy silence, as if the call had disconnected. Mama, it's still being worked on small stuff," he told her. "When it's finished, we'll take you by. You don't want to see it half done, do you?" "And when do I move in with you?" A longer silence. "Mama, Kesha and I discussed this," he told her. "We believe you should remain in your apartment for the time being, until we readjust. The children'll be uneasy with the adjustment, and Kesha's anxious with the new job." "New job?" Dolores inquired. "Yeah, didn't I inform you?" She was offered a position at an accounting firm, earning $2,000 a month. $2,000 a month, yet they required her $3,000. Funds she'd draw from her dwindling $2,300 savings, surviving on a $700 pension. "Jamal, I have to think about the $3,000, she told him. "Think about it," he replied, taken aback. "You never had to think before when you were doing something for me. You okay?" "No, son," she thought. "Nothing's been okay in years, but I was too blinded by love." Out loud she replied, "Everything's fine. I'll go through my accounts and phone in a few days." "A few days? Mama, we have to have it by tomorrow. The movers require a 50% deposit." "I'll be calling you in a few days, Jamal." She hung up before he could respond, her hands shaking, not out of fear, but out of determination. She went to her old computer, the one Jamal had installed 2 years ago. "So you won't be lonely, Mama." A word to life slowly. Dolores wasn't much of a techie, but she knew how to log on to her bank account. Her savings. $2,300 remaining after the $20,000 for the house. Only $300 protected her from poverty, from having to rely on a son who intended to wipe her from his existence. She phoned the bank. "Good morning, National Bank, how can I assist you?" "I need to discuss my savings account," said Dolores. I want to make modifications. Could you please state your account number and full name? As she provided her information, Dolores Jones, account ending in 4729, she experienced control, a feeling she hadn't felt for years. She was choosing her money, her life, her future. How can we assist you, Ms. Jones? I wish to take my son off as an authorized beneficiary and terminate his debit card. Is there a particular reason? Personal adjustments, she replied. I've been paying for my own isolation. Each dollar I contributed constructed my solitude. I see, said the banker. Anything else? Yes, I wish to have information on revoking my will. Do you deal with estate attorneys? We do. We can forward details to your address. Please, to my registered address. Hanging up, Dolores felt reborn, as if she'd walked through the door into something new. Her phone rang again. Jamal. Mama, did we get cut off? What occurred? We didn't cut off, she said. I'll call in a few days. But Mama, I need to hear about the $3,000. The movers are haranguing me. Have you ever considered whether I needed assistance, Jamal? What? I'm concerned about you. You all right? Want me to come by? No need, son. I need time to think. Mama, it's only $3,000. You've always assisted me. When did I last assist you? She thought. I'll call back when I have a decision, she said out loud. Mama, you're frightening me. You've never acted like this. I've never been this honest, she thought, pain and honesty giving her the strength. Have a good day, son. She hung up and turned off her phone. In her apartment's silence, once oppressive possibilities bloomed. Her 69-year-old hands, which had given so much, would give no more without respect. For 3 days, her phone buzzed relentlessly. 27 missed calls, 15 texts from Jamal, Kesha, even her grandchildren. She kept it off, needing silence to plan. On Wednesday, she checked the messages. Mama, I'm worried, call me. Jamal, 7:30 a.m. Tuesday. Dolores, Jamal's anxious, you all right? Kesha, 11:15 a.m. Tuesday. Mama, the movers require the money today. Jamal, 2:45 p.m. Tuesday. Call me or I'm coming over. Jamal, 8:20 p.m. Tuesday. Grandma, Dad said you were ill, you all right? DeAndre, her 8-year-old grandson. Jamal had informed DeAndre she was ill, the only explanation he could imagine for not lending money. The last message, sent at 6:30 a.m. Wednesday, struck the deepest. Mama, if it's about the house we can talk. Maybe we can work out some space for you, but assist with the move first. We'll take care of the other stuff later. Her place in their lives, her dignity, was other stuff to be taken care of after his demands were attended to. Dolores got dressed slowly, styled her hair, did light makeup. Today she had appointments. She took a stroll to the bank at 10 a.m., enjoying Atlanta air untainted by others' expectations. Ms. Anderson, a working woman of her years, greeted her. How are you now that the account adjustments are made, Ms. Jones? Good, Dolores replied. I'd like to establish a new savings account, apart from my regular one, and move $1,000 to it. Any particular reason? Greater mastery of my finances. Ms. Anderson nodded, comprehending. This account may have a distinct debit card and statements mailed to a P.O. box. Yes, please, said Dolores. Also, take a look at a certificate of deposit for greater interest and protection. Dolores went away with $1,000 in a hidden account Jamal couldn't access, a bulwark for her future. Her midday appointment was with Michael Carter, an estate attorney the bank had recommended. His modest Atlanta office was neat, his manner calm. Ms. Jones, you'd like to go over your will? Yes, she replied. I need amendments. She described matter-of-factly. The $48,300 to Jamal spread out over a span of 5 years, the $20,000 for the home. His decision to leave her out but making space for Kesha's mother. Attorney Michael Carter sat in silence, taking notes as Dolores went on. Ms. Jones, your case is not uncommon, he said. I've seen cases such as this frequently. What do you want to change in your will? I want my inheritance divided otherwise, said Dolores. Some for Jamal, but some for charities helping older women in difficult circumstances. Any particular organizations? Not yet. Can you introduce me to some? Of course, said Carter. I also recommend conditions on Jamal's inheritance, such as insisting on medical treatment, regular check-ins, or being involved in family decisions while you are alive. The suggestion fascinated Dolores but hurt. Was family love commodified? Let me think about it, she said. Work for another meeting next week. Yes, Dolores replied, leaving his Atlanta office at 2 p.m., hungry but determined. Rather than going home for a sandwich, she opted for something different. She ducked into a friendly diner, sat by the window, and had pan-seared salmon with vegetables and a glass of white wine. $35 she once thought was extravagant. Today it was an investment in herself. Relishing each morsel, she observed Atlanta's sidewalks. Lovers clasped hands, mothers with baby strollers, aged walkers with a purpose. Ordinary lives. She too might have one, untroubled by other people's constant demands. Her phone vibrated. Jamal. Mama, I can't take it anymore. Arriving at your apartment at 4 p.m. We need to discuss. It was 3:15. She had 45 minutes to get ready for an unpleasant conversation, but fear had evaporated, replaced by curiosity. She paid, left a big tip, and walked home, the sun heating her. She was going to talk quietly, no screaming, no blaming, just the truth of her choices, her finances, her existence. At 3:50, she sat in her comfortable chair near the window, composed and prepared. At 4 o'clock, sharp, angry knocks resonated. Jamal, accustomed to immediate obedience. Dolores stood, adjusted her skirt, and breathed deeply. This is my house, my money, my life, she told herself, opening the door. Jamal hovered there, Kesha behind him, her expression pretending concern. Mama, thank God you're all right, Jamal said, grabbing for a hug that was forced. Why weren't you returning calls? You worried us. Hi, Kesha, Dolores said, dismissing the hug. You worried me more the past few days than you've ever worried me. Mama, what are you saying? Jamal said. We're family. We need to talk things out. You talked about me, not with me, Dolores told him. You said I was hard to live with, set up a less expensive apartment for me, spent my $20,000 on your real family. You treated me like a burden, not a person. Jamal went white, looking at Kesha, who sat frozen in horror. Mama, that's not what happened. Just what, Jamal? Dolores interrupted. Planned to use me and discard me. The $48,300 I've contributed to you in 5 years. Was it an infinite source? My love, a business arrangement. Mama, I'm sorry, Jamal whispered, voice cracking. Kesha and I discussed it. We've had a change of heart. We want you to come live with us. We'll make it work. No, you won't, Dolores said firmly but quietly. You want me now because you don't want to lose access to my money, not because you love me. You lost me when you decided I wasn't family. Jamal wept, Kesha attempting to console him. Mama, please not, he said. I am saying it, Dolores said. And the Bank of Dolores is closed. The $3,000 for your move. You can find it elsewhere. You won't get a penny more from me. Jamal's face reflected shock, the boyish good looks lost. He'd assumed her money and her love, now realized her limits. I want you to go away, Dolores stated firmly with a quiver in her voice. Mama, please, let's discuss this, Jamal begged. We've discussed it for 69 years, she replied. I'm finished. They departed, and Dolores leaned against the door, legs shaky but spirit intact. She'd given and forgiven their neglect, forgiven herself for letting it happen. But forgiveness couldn't nullify consequences. Trust demanded action, not words. She remained at the window, wondering if Jamal would change or spend a year without asking for money. But she did know that she wasn't afraid to be alone, to refuse, to insist on dignity. She dialed Leonita, her former friend. Hey girl, what was your day like? Interesting, Dolores replied. Jamal stopped by. How was it? Different. Perhaps there's hope. Good to hear. Afternoon plans. Reading in the park under that big oak. Want to come with? Love to, Leonita replied. About to head out, Dolores checked the hallway mirror. She saw a 69-year-old woman who'd learned her worth wasn't tied to what she gave others. She smiled really for the first time in years. Thanks for reading Revenza Tales' story of Dolores' journey from betrayal to empowerment. Your support powers these stories of strength. This story is a work of fiction, based on real feelings, with names and locations altered for privacy. It asks the question, how many mothers give up everything only to be pushed aside? If you were Dolores, would you forgive or fight for your value? Comment below with your opinion and city. Let's see how far this journey goes. Like, share, and subscribe with notifications for more stories of victory. See you in the next video. Stay strong, stay subscribed.